Hey all, welcome to ShareTech. Today is the 24th of March 2022 and I have no new news articles and I'm going to go directly into NASDAQ and VXN today, and also after that we'll do the biotech shares technical analysis and keep this very short and crisp. So let's get started. Let's start with US oil first. US oil is down minus 0.68%, and this is a good sign. However, if you look at the MACD, you can see the MACD is crossing over the signal line and it's become bullish, and the momentum is above average and pointing upwards. So this indicates that oil price is going to spike during the day. And when that happens, we'll find the volatility going up and NASDAQ coming down. If we go to a one-day time frame for oil, we can see that the MACD is bearish and it is tending towards the signal line to become bullish, and the momentum is pointing upwards and going towards average. So there is a pretty good chance, I would say there is a 50-50 chance that the oil is going to become positive and go up today, and when that happens it's going to drag down the NASDAQ. So that's my personal opinion. Again, these are personal opinion and not financial advice. Please do your own due diligence and consult a financial advisors before making any investment. I need to put it out there just so that we don't get too excited. As you can see in the live VIX that we have here, the live feed shows that VIX is down minus 0.599, minus 0.559%. And our MACD is bearish, but it's tending towards the signal line. Momentum is below average and pointing down. So those are really good signs for us when it comes to VIX. But remember, when oil starts going up, we are going to have a problem with the VIX. So that's the caution that I would put ahead for you. And if you look at our VXN, which is a delayed feed, we still do not have today's candle here. So we'll go on to look at the NASDAQ. So instead of going to the NASDAQ IXIC, which is a delayed feed, I'm going to look at QQQ, which is a proxy for NASDAQ, so that we can know what is happening right now. So right now the NASDAQ is up 0.64%, and it's being supported by the 50-day exponential moving average, and it's forming a kind of doji candle at this point of time, and we'll have to wait and see what happens further. The MACD is bullish, but it's tending towards the signal line, which is evidenced by the lighter shade of the histogram bars and also the smaller height. And however, for us, we have a good sign here in the momentum, which is above average and slightly pointing up. I always prefer the slightly pointing up position for the RSI because it shows that it's going to gradually pick up instead of a steep rise and a fall. So that's a positive. However, we should put this in context with the fact that we have been raising sharply. The accent has been very, very sharp. Each of these candles is one-day candle, and the NASDAQ has really picked up sharply, and therefore there is going to be some amount of profit taking, some amount of jitters. And if you put it along with the position that oil is in, where it's going to go above the signal line and become bullish, we can imagine that volatility will spike up and the NASDAQ will come down. So if there is any profit taking, I would do that in the morning session while there is still opportunity, because later on in the day there is going to be a bit of profit taking and the prices are going to go down. That is my personal opinion based on the indicators out here. How it turns out could be different because nobody can predict the market perfectly. Technical analysis only gives a probability. It doesn't give a guarantee. So having said that, I think it's now time for us to take a look at our biotech share. So when we look at our biotech shares, at the very top is Allogene, and Allogene has just paid a dividend of 0.43 cents on 21st March, which would have hit the accounts of all the shareholders by now. Allogene has been mirroring what's happening with the NASDAQ, and it has gone up for the last so many sessions, and today it's having a moment of indecision at this point of time at 353.81. Our 50-day exponential moving average is giving us support. The MACD is bullish, but it's turning towards the signal line, as can be seen in the histogram. It's an absolute carbon copy of what's happening with the NASDAQ. So the fortunes for the day depend totally on the oil price, in my opinion. The oil price goes up, then we are in for trouble. Next, let's look at Verve, which is down minus 0.09%. That's around 2 cents down, constrained by the 9-day exponential moving average. Momentum is below average and pointing downwards. MACD is bearish, but trying to move towards the signal line. Overall, I don't think VERV is going to get any positives today, especially if oil goes up. We're going to have trouble for VERV. Vertex is up 0.93%, and it's supported by the 9-day exponential moving average as well as 248.18, which is the horizontal support. Therefore, I think Vertex will try to remain above 248.18. Right now, it's at 250.43. The MACD is bullish but tending towards the signal line. Momentum is above average and is looking up. The fact that the momentum is looking up gives me confidence that we'll remain positive for Vertex today. Again, oil is the wild card out here. If oil goes up, then it's going to push Vertex down. Bluebird is up 0.20%. Supported by the 9-day exponential moving average and constrained by the 20-day exponential moving average. MACD is bullish. Momentum is below average and flat. So I think Bluebird is going to end up possibly flat or positive by the end of the day. It depends on where oil goes from here. Novartis is up 0.43%, and the next resistance is going to be 86.13 followed by 86.48, which are these green lines which I'm going to mark as red because they are the next resistances. And also we have support from all the 4 exponential moving averages. So that's a very strong set of supports before it gets the horizontal support of 84.47. MACD is bullish, but it's tending towards the signal line. Momentum is above average and pointing upwards. That gives me confidence that Novartis has got some amount of support from the market. The market participants are all interested in Novartis. That's why the momentum is above average and pointing up. However, if oil decides to go down, we may have some headwinds for Novartis. Pfizer is up 0.77%, and it's currently getting support from 52.59, which is this horizontal support line. Right now we are at 52.61. MACD is bullish but heading towards the signal line. Momentum is pointing downwards even though it's above average. Given the fact that momentum is pointing downwards, I think that Pfizer is going to break through the support of 52.59, and we may convert 52.59 into a resistance for the day. And that's my personal opinion on Pfizer. And especially if oil decides to go up, this is definitely bound to happen. Regeneron is up 0.51%. After a series of very, very sharp gains, there has been a sharp pullback because we were in the overbought status. And now that we are back down again and momentum is pointing upwards, I'm feeling a bit positive about Regeneron. Today will probably be the last day of falling prices for Regeneron, and tomorrow onwards we should expect to turn around and move forward. We have broken down the 9-day exponential moving average, which has now become a resistance for us. However, we have support from the 20-day exponential moving average. MACD is bullish but turning towards the signal line, but I think that the progress towards the signal line will be arrested by the fact that momentum is pointing upwards. So I'm looking at a positive close for Regeneron today and further movement upwards from the following day onwards. Editas is down 0.69%. It has got support from 9-day exponential moving average and the 20-day exponential moving average, whereas it's being constrained by the 50-day exponential moving average. MACD is positive and bullish, but it's moving towards the signal line. Momentum is above average but falling down. So Editas is likely to end up in the red today. Caribou Biosciences is down minus 1.35%, and it's still being supported by the 9-day exponential moving average, but I'm afraid that we are going to break down below that because momentum is below average and pointing down, and MACD, though bullish, is moving towards the signal line. So Caribou Biosciences might probably end the day with a negative of minus 0.25 or minus 0.30. Intelia has broken down below the bearish channel that we entered yesterday, so I've already marked this diagonal line red as a resistance. The 9-day exponential moving average, which was our support, which stood at 69.26, has been breached. And we are right now at 69.01. Therefore, I think we are going to have further losses for Intelia today. The MACD is bullish, but it's trending towards the signal line. Momentum is below average and pointing downwards, which means the market participants are not that interested in Intelia at this point of time. Therefore, any chances of getting support from the market is lower. Therefore, I'm afraid that the MACD is going to fall down and we are going to have further losses for Intelia today. CRISPR Therapeutics is down minus 2.89%, and we are testing this horizontal support line. MACD is bullish but tending towards the signal line. Momentum is above average but pointing slightly downwards. So there is going to be a big contest out here between bulls and bears, and I hope that this support line holds and we move to test the resistance at 66.36. However, if oil does go up, we are going to have much more catalysts that are going to push us towards breaking down this support line out here. However, this particular support today, the green line, is very strong because we have the 20-day exponential moving average joining along with the diagonal green line support that has been with us since the 4th of March. Therefore, it's going to be a very strong support. I hope it holds, but if it doesn't, then our next support is going to be 53.44. Having said that, let's move on to BEAM, which is down minus 1.42%, and that's around 80 cents. And we are below the 9-day exponential moving average and still within the bearish channel that we have. So more pain is likely because our MACD is moving away from the signal line and momentum is falling and is below average. So BEAM is going to lose more today before the close of the business. ARCG is down minus 1.47%. That is around 67 cents. And our support, which is at 44.39, is combined with the 9-day and the 20-day exponential moving averages. MACD is bullish, but it's pointing towards the signal line, and momentum is just falling below average. So overall, it's not looking good for ARCG, but I'm hopeful that the strong support from the 9-day, 20-day, and the horizontal support is going to help us to stay just above 44.39 today. Right now, we are at 44.72. But if oil price goes down, we are likely to break down below this very strong support of 44.39, and our next support is going to be 36.91. DNA is down minus 0.85%. That's around 3 cents. 9-day exponential moving average is still a support. That's a good sign. 20-day exponential moving average is now a restraint, and it's a resistance for us. MACD is bullish, but momentum is below average and pointing downwards. So DNA is likely to lose more steam today. IMTX is up 0.40%, and we have the earnings out here. IMTX has reported earnings, which is 5.71% above street expectations, and also their revenue is above street expectation by 67.20. All in all, that's a positive sentiment that has to be reciprocated by the market. Our 20-day EMA is trying to give valiant support out here, and we'll have to see whether we are able to withhold that support and stay above that. And the market sentiment is also still there because even though momentum is below average, it is pointing slightly upward, and that would give me an indication that there's a chance that the market participants might give some support and keep the MACD bullish. However, if the oil price goes up, all bets are off and we are likely to lose some steam. And the 9-day exponential moving average, which is sitting at 7.28, is going to give a support to us today. Illumina is down minus 0.88%. And our support of 9-day exponential moving average is being tested. That is followed by a support by the 20-day exponential moving average, and then by 330.25, which is the horizontal support. The MACD is bullish but tending towards the signal line. Momentum is above average, but it's pointing downwards. So I feel that Illumina is likely to lose a little more and maybe end the day with a negative of minus 3.75 or minus 3.5. Teladoc is down minus 0.86%. Our 9-day and 20-day exponential moving average are still providing support. The MACD is bullish but tending towards the signal line. RSI momentum is pretty good, above average, but it's pointing downwards. That's what concerns me. Therefore, I see Teladoc losing more today and probably ending the day minus $2. PSCB is down minus 4.59%. 9-day exponential moving average is a constraint and a restraint for us for today. MACD is almost close to turning bearish. Momentum is below average and pointing down, so PSCB is likely to lose more today and probably end the day minus 0.6 or something like that. And that's the end of my technical analysis for today. So the overall tone for the market is again dependent on oil. Let's take a quick look at where oil is before we close the session today. US oil is down minus 0.87%. The MACD is again tending towards the signal line and has become bullish. If you go to the 1-day time frame and look for oil, US oil, the momentum is below average. The MACD is turning bearish. So it seems like oil is likely to go down. So if oil continues to go down, then we have a good prognosis for the NASDAQ, and all the positive factors that could help us in the biotech will start moving in the right direction, and it will limit the reds that we see there, and it will boost the greens that we see there. So that's how it's going to turn out. So this is the end of my session for today, my friends, and thanks for being a subscriber to this channel and helping us grow. Please like this video so that it can be shown by YouTube to other people and they can discover our channel. And if you're here for the first time, or if you have been watching our videos, please subscribe. It's absolutely free. Help us grow this channel and reach more people. Thanks and have a great day. Bye for now.